About 2 months ago, we did a video on a project called Minutes Network, and since we talked about this project last, they have made some major partnerships with government organizations, major companies, people in the tech space, and there's just a lot we need to talk about because Minutes Network, in my opinion, is a game changer for crypto because a lot of people are always investing in meme coins and projects that hope to make a lot of money, but Minutes Network is already doing real things in the telecommunications sector. So if you didn't see our last video on it, I'll link that down below because we go over an entire deep dive of Minutes Network, what they do, what they're trying to change in the telecommunications space, how they're already able to make real revenue right off the bat. And so, but in today's video, I want to go over some major developments that have taken place. So Minutes Network token sale is currently going on at buy.minutesnetworktoken.io and is ultimately a voice call termination service provider operating in a market that generates annual revenue close to $251 billion. Minutes Network generates income by charging tier 1 carriers for terminating their international voice call traffic. Minutes Network is already working with Labara, Vodatel, Skype, WorldCall, Cymatel, and IDT, and this is just based off of their initial executive summary. Just in the last month or so, they've also announced other major partnerships that I think are even bigger than any of these that they've talked about. For example, recently they announced some major partnerships. Over on their X account, they said that they signed its first state-level collaboration MOU with the government of Samoa. Minutes Network, the world's first DPIN blockchain-based wholesale telecommunications voice carrier, aiming to be the world's largest voice carrier by user base, is delighted to announce it has signed an MOU with the government of Samoa to deploy Minutes Network SDK within the country's national travel application. You could read all about this, but this is a major deal for Minutes Network and the government of Samoa. In addition to this, other major partnerships they've announced is that Minutes Network closed in on its first 1.2 billion users with a partnership with Smart Energy Water, SEW. Minutes Network announced this partnership just a couple of days ago, and this is set to bring 1.2 billion users to Minutes Network over the next 24 months. And for those who aren't familiar, SEW is a technology company that provides digital customer experience and workforce engagement solutions for electric, water, and gas providers. They operate in 45 countries with 1.2 billion integrated mobile application users. Another major partnership is that they entered into a memorandum of understanding with Tesla Tech. This is potentially going to introduce another 50 million users to Minutes Network. They have major partnerships with another partnership which they announced was Randall Trevino. They became the latest member of its strategic advisory board. Randall is a consummate leader in the field of international telecommunications industry with vast experience, including almost a decade with the United Nations Specialized Agency at the International Telecommunication Union and 5 years at the Vice Ministry of Telecommunications in Costa Rica. This is a major partnership as well, and you can see all the details about him over on LinkedIn if you want. And one of the last major partnerships was with Omantel. Omantel is a major partnership because Oman Telecommunications Company is the first telecommunications company in Oman and is the primary provider of internet services in the country. The government of Oman owns 51% share in Omantel, and this is something that is a massive deal because, again, we see Minutes Network making partnerships in Samoa, with Oman, with partner countries and people all around the world, and because of this, they've been so successful already in already gaining some real traction without a token that is launched just yet. So like I talked about in our last video, they're right now don't have a token just yet, but they do have their public sale where you currently can go and buy the Minutes Network token. You can see it's currently at 64%. So this is something that is really exciting because it's changing the game for telecommunications. So this is something that is doing something real in the crypto space and making it even easier in the telecommunications space. It's combining the best of both worlds, like crypto and blockchain technology with telecommunications. You can see that right now that they've already had some major developments take place because of their success just with getting users. So to give you a scope of the potential in the project, they've had 100,000 users has been currently activated on the Minutes network, and that alone has already generated about $144,000 worth of buybacks. And you can see it says that right here. And the cool thing about this is that this amount will be put straight into the chart by buying tokens directly from the market. And the important thing about this is that this is going to generate some initial, like, guaranteed buying pressure regardless of what's going on in the market. If the market's bullish, bearish, doesn't make a difference. This is going to help generate some initial buying pressure off the very get-go. And you can also imagine that right now with only 100,000 users live, as they start gaining, for example, 50 million users from their partnership with Tesla Tech, which we talked about over here, with their other partnerships with SEW, which would be an additional, hopefully, 1.2 billion users. That is going to exponentially increase that buyback. Because like I said, right now it's only 100,000 users, but just imagine when they start having 100 million users, 200 million users, which they already are on track to do with their major partnerships. So the other thing is that a part of the buybacks will actually be burnt, and this is going to ensure that not only is there going to be buying pressure, but also deflationary mechanisms already in place. Last few things I do want to talk about with this project are going to be that with node holders. So something with node holders, which we've talked about in the last video, is that another part of this buyback fund right here, that's going to be actually going to node holders. And the more users that are being connected to the network, the higher the share of node holders. So this is a massive opportunity to tap into a potential $251 billion sharing economy. And this project is really flying under the radar. So once we start seeing more major partnerships, more people pick up on this project as they get closer to, their public sale, filling up and start seeing their token launch, this project is going to have the potential to be massive and reach billions of dollars in market cap. If you're looking at their website right now, they talk all about how they're leveraging existing and new proprietary Mintech technologies to provide voice carriers all around the world with the highest quality international terminations at the lowest prices. You can look at their network already, how there are 31 live calls as we speak, 28,000 calls today. Connected calls were 17,000. Platform users are around 28,000. You can see all these things that there are people actually already using the service in countries all around the world. And this is just so surprising to see, and so surprising that people aren't talking about a project that has real people already using it in a real sector that is never going away. And this is why I am very excited about this project.